Bedtime with Mrs. Honeybee. Hello, little honeybee. Come on in and get comfortable. In Mrs. Honeybee's neighborhood, there's always something going on, and you're here just in time. I'm so excited for you to meet all of my friends, and they're so excited to meet you. Harold, your favorite person is back. He's so happy when you're here and wants to give you plenty of puppy kisses. Harold, you're such a good boy. You just love it when our little honeybees stop by, don't you? He's extra excited because the neighborhood got a very special treat today. No, Harold, not those kinds of treats. You'll never figure out what it is, but I know you're going to love it. Try guessing. Just try. Drum roll, please. The honeybee neighborhood got a trampoline. Mr. Honeybee is at the park right now, putting it together with Simba and Melody Bee.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
It's going to be the biggest and the bounciest trampoline you've ever seen. A couple of weeks ago, the whole neighborhood got together and organized a yard sale, or what we called a Let It Go sale. Each of us went through our houses, top to bottom, and found so many things that we weren't using that could be useful to someone else. Someone who might need just that thing. In Elsa's house, she found an old ice sculpture that she made when she was little. It was of a reindeer with big antlers on the top of its head.
I was just wondering.
Well, you'd never know it, but Simba was looking for a hat rack. He's been really into wearing hats lately and has amassed quite the collection. And those ice antlers made the perfect rack for his hats.
Everything the light touches will belong to me.
That's what gave us the idea. So, just like Elsa, we cleared our homes of all the things we didn't need, and we just let it all go.
Let it go, let it go.
We put signs up all around and put our recycled things out in our yards. There were so many visitors that by the end of the day, absolutely no things were left in our yards. All of the unused things found good homes where they were appreciated. That is, all except for one single thing, which happened to be hidden just out of sight, completely by accident. I saw it and couldn't believe my eyes. It was a magic lamp, just sitting there like it was in the Cave of Wonders. But it wasn't. It was in Aladdin's garage. I guess he had an extra one. I can't believe a magic lamp was just sitting right there. Oh, hello, Mr. Honeybee dear. Did you all get the trampoline put together? Our little honeybee here is visiting.
Hello. So nice to see you again.
We're about to go check it out.
You're going to love it. We finally got the trampoline all put together and upright. Simba kept trying to help, but whenever he did, that part of the trampoline was somehow flipped upside down. We had to take it apart and puzzle it back together a couple of times. Like Mufasa always says,
everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. As king, you need to understand that balance.
I saw Melody Bee pollinating flowers down at the park too. She is always so helpful and kind. She told me to tell you that she'll be coming over soon.
That's my BFF. I can't wait until we see her today. Okay, so about the trampoline.
I had no idea that the delicate balance applied to trampolines, but it absolutely does. So much more goes into building a trampoline than you would think. Have you ever tried to bounce on a crooked trampoline? Simba tried to, since he had a paw in making it crooked in the first place. We warned him how dangerous it was to jump on it when it's crooked, but you know Simba.
Danger? Ha! I walk on the wild side. I laugh in the face of danger.
He flopped right to the ground on his first bounce. But we eventually got it all straightened out, brought the pieces back into their delicate balance, and now we have the biggest, bounciest trampoline you've ever seen. Did you tell our little honeybee the story of how we got it?
Oh yes, I was just getting to the good part. So, we found the magic lamp in Aladdin's garage, just sitting there, all golden and shining. It must have been by magic that it wasn't taken by any of our visitors. But it wasn't. The entire neighborhood gathered around the lamp when we found it, trying to figure out what we were going to do. It's not every day that you come upon an extra magic lamp, so we were mindful of the incredible opportunity we had as a neighborhood. We wondered, is there a genie inside this lamp too? Would we make a wish? Do we save it instead? Well, we asked Genie what he thought, since he spent eternities in his lamp. The big blue genie inspected it closely, looking over every golden inch of it without disturbing the lid that was still ever so loosely on top. The genie had never seen anything like this magic lamp before. It was not like his, so he had no idea what was inside. We decided to seize the day as well as the opportunity and see what was going on with this mysterious lamp. Together, as a neighborhood, we all took a slow, deep breath in through our noses and out through our mouths. Then, very slowly, I rubbed the side of the golden magic lamp and then quickly stood back. At first, nothing happened. We thought it was a fluke, just a regular lamp without any magic. But then we heard a little rattling sound, like something was stirring inside. We all leaned in, watching closely for what was going to happen next. The rattling sound grew into a shake, and the magic lamp was rattling and jiggling all around the garage floor like it was dancing on its tiptoes. Then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped and went silent and completely still. I just had to see what was rattling inside this mysterious lamp. So, with the whole neighborhood peeking in along with me, I slowly lifted the lid off this golden magic lamp, and inside, placed ever so lightly in the lamp, there was a coupon for the biggest and bounciest neighborhood trampoline that you've ever seen. We still don't know where it came from, but we think that in exchange for all the things we gave away, someone special wanted to give us one thing they knew we'd all definitely use forever. We went straight to the trampoline store and gave the clerk the coupon.
I have never seen anything quite like this.
Apparently, this is the only coupon of its kind. He had to make a couple of calls, and all the parts came in, one by one, over the next few days. I'm so excited that you're here to see the finished product and to be the very first neighborhood bounce. Come on, let's go see this trampoline. Bye, Mr. Honeybee. Bye, Harold Honeybee.
Bye, Mrs. Honeybee, and goodbye to you, my little honeybee.
This trampoline is so big and so bouncy that it couldn't fit in any of our backyards. And since it's for the whole neighborhood to use, we decided to set it up at the park that's just around the corner. Simba's secondary Lion King den is right on the other side of the park, so I bet he's happy that the trampoline will be close by. What a lovely day it is today. There are a few puffy clouds in the sky, but it's not too warm and not too cool. It's the perfect temperature to enjoy a little walk. Look at Harold. Neighborhood walks are his favorite thing. He is so happy right now. I just love it when the clouds slowly move in front of the sun, because when they do, they make cloud-shaped shadows on the ground beneath them, and you're able to walk through. There's one coming up. You can feel the difference between the warmth of the sun shining down on you, then the coolness of the cloud's shade. And to think, clouds are really just a bunch of teeny tiny frozen water droplets hanging there in midair.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Oh, Melody Bee.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Oh, Melody Bee.
Hi, Mrs. Honeybee.
Melody Bee, it's so good to see you.
I was just tending to some gardens in the park. The flowers are beautiful this year. Did you know that most of the flowers down there are perennials? That means they'll bloom and grow back every year. Lavender is my favorite perennial flower, and its scent has even been known to help you sleep.
Oh, I love that scent of lavender. I'll be on the lookout for them down at the park. Thanks, Melody Bee.
See you later, Mrs. Honeybee. I'm headed back home to grab a few more garden tools.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
You can always tell you're getting close to the park because you can hear the faint quacks of the ducks who live in the park pond. Harold thinks the little ducks are his friends. Stay over here for now, Harold. One of the mama ducks just laid her eggs. They should hatch any day now. Oh, and look in the sky. There's a whole V of ducks heading to the park along with us. They must have gotten word about the trampoline too, and that you are visiting. Word travels fast among ducks. They're always quacking around. I wonder if they can see us from way up there. They're flying so high that it looks like they have to weave their V shape around the clouds. Actually, I didn't know this, but here's an interesting duck question. Do you think ducks can fly as high as airplanes? They can. Ducks can actually fly as high as airplanes, which is very important information for both ducks and airplanes. I wonder if they can see us down here. Ducks do have really good vision, and it's nearly impossible to fool or sneak up on a duck. Look up to the sky again. The ducks are flying in a special formation. They are spelling out your initials. Do you see? That's how they say hello when they're flying as high as airplanes. Here we are at the park, and there it is, the biggest and bounciest trampoline you've ever seen. Can you hardly believe your eyes? It's nearly the size of the park grass itself. Is that the sun reflecting down off of it? Or is it actually sparkling silver? I think it's sparkling. There must be something magical about this trampoline. I can see why it took Mufasa, Melody Bee, the genie, and Mr. Honeybee so long to get everything put together just right. Come on, my little honeybee, you have the honor of the first bounce. Hop right up. Be careful as you climb up. Remember, this is the bounciest trampoline in the whole world, and maybe in the whole universe. The trampoline store clerk never said where these parts were shipped in from. Whoa! Is it hard to even walk a couple steps without bouncing? Try it. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. From down here, it looks like you're an astronaut floating and bouncing along the surface of the moon. We should get you a big puffy spacesuit before you jump, just in case. It really is that bouncy. Wait a minute, could these trampoline parts have come from the moon? It's so bouncy that it just may be. I recently visited the moon with my friend Roger Robot.
Roger that.
We took a trip together and landed in the face of the moon in the first episode of the Bedtime Show with me, Mrs. Honeybee. Have you seen it yet? Can you believe it? I have my own show. I'm so excited for you to see it. The video is on my YouTube channel. I'll link to it in the description below. There's so much sparkle all along the trampoline. Look, it's on you now too. You're sparkling, just like the trampoline. Reach down and try to catch a single silvery sparkle on your fingertip. Then hold it up close and take a look. I will try to grab one too. Here's one. Did you get your sparkle? Hold it up close as it shines like millions of teeny tiny diamonds held in a single sparkle. This can only be one thing. This is most definitely moon dust. So that makes this not only the biggest and bounciest trampoline in the universe, but also a literal moon bounce. I knew that magic lamp was up to something, and now it is clear. Since this is a moon bounce, that makes your honorary first bounce all the more special. But we have to be prepared. Have you ever realized that astronauts never go to the sun? They've only gone to the moon so far. They don't go to the sun because the sun produces so much light and so much energy that it is best enjoyed from Earth. But the moon actually does not produce any light at all. Whenever you see the moon in the sky, that is actually a reflection of the sun's powerful light off of the moon's powdery and sparkly surface. The moon reflects. Here on this moon bounce, with the sparkles of moon dust surrounding you, held weightlessly by the biggest and bounciest trampoline, you too can take a moment to reflect, just like the moon. During the neighborhood Let It Go sale, Elsa and I were talking and realized that just as we have accumulated things that we don't use throughout our houses and palaces, we have also accumulated thoughts in our minds that we may not need. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and think of your mind as a house, any kind of house. What color is your house? Is it big or is it small? Breathe out through your mouth and open the front door of your mind house. Look inside. Is it cluttered in there with boxes of thoughts that block the entryway? Do you have thoughts that make it difficult to move around freely and play inside your mind house? A thought that doesn't let you enjoy the whole place that you have to yourself? If there's clutter in the house in your mind, you can have your very own Let It Go sale. You can pick up each thought, or maybe a collection of thoughts that you pack up in a box, and you can carry it outside of the house and let it go. When we have Let It Go sales with the thoughts in our minds, it's a unique form of reflection, just like the moon. You have the magical ability to think about each thought you think. After you have your own Let It Go sales, you never know. You may just find your very own magic lamp of a thought hidden behind all the clutter that can take you to new heights. Speaking of heights, it's about time this moon bounce bounces its first bouncer. When you stand up tall, as steady as you can be on 2 feet, use that marvelous imagination of yours to do little bounces at first, just to get your bounce legs ready. Then, when you're ready, get your imagination set and bounce. Look at you. You're flying through the sky, all the way past the ducks in their V shape, flying as high as airplanes, past all the puffy white clouds, and even past the atmosphere of this planet, right through the twinkling stars that blink on and off all around you, straight to the sparkling, reflecting moon. You land swiftly and softly on the surface of the moon, suddenly wrapped in a soft, puffy spacesuit. Maybe you should add an interesting patch of your favorite character on the arm of your spacesuit. Or what about a rainbow-colored feather boa as a scarf? Go ahead and think up something to add now before you bounce back down to Earth. You bounce right off the moon, back into the atmosphere, back through the puffy clouds. Watch out for those bee-flying ducks. And here you are, back again in Mrs. Honeybee's neighborhood. How was your bounce? Take another slow, deep breath in through your nose and think a good think about where you can bounce to. Then slowly breathe out through your mouth and have a let it go sail for any unwanted things that might have gotten in your way. Maybe you can bounce to Mars, the fiery red planet. When I was with Roger Robot, I bounced all the way to the moon. Or maybe to Australia to shake paws with a mama kangaroo and her Joey, who is tucked away in her pouch, but who peeks out just to say hi to you. Take another slow, deep breath in through your nose and focus on where you'll bounce to. Then slowly breathe out through your mouth and bounce there. You are bouncing so high and to so many neat places that I bet you can see all of my most special little honeybee houses from there.
Psst, Mrs. Honeybee, did you remind them about the bedtime show?
Oh my, you're right. Don't forget to watch my new show, The Bedtime Show, with me and Roger Robot on my YouTube channel. Together, we take a trip to the moon and look back down at the Earth. I even get dressed up like an astronaut. To watch episode 1 of The Bedtime Show, click the link in the description below or just search my name on YouTube. I'm so excited for you to watch. Good night, my little honeybee. Always remember, Mrs. Honeybee believes in you. You are special and you are loved. I can't wait to see you again.